You on?
I'm on.
Yep.
I was billeted in the Clifton Hotel on North Cliff at Scarborough, and it's an interesting fact that some 50 years later, Karen and I had a few days holiday in Scarborough where we stayed in exactly the same room in which I had been billeted, and actually met a man, or was introduced to a man in the bar who remembers our regiment being posted there, or posted in the district. Having...
I take it you didn't find Bridget?
Brenda?
Brenda.
Oh, Brenda was married to a captain in Malaya.
Right.
Well, she probably had about 15 kids by then. I didn't even try to find her.
Yeah.
On completing the course, which I managed to do successfully, I returned to the regiment, much to their horror. Within a month, I was posted to Leyburn on a special course, super secret, etc., etc. The directions from above were that two men of exceptional
ability?
Yes, ability, and with impeccable parentage and antecedents, all British, etc., trustworthy, and so on and so forth, should be sent on this particular course. So naturally they chose the two people they wanted to get rid of and sent Vernon, Myers and me. And we went on this super secret course in Leyburn, which turned out to be a cipher course. Here I should explain the difference between cipher and code. Code is a way of shortening a message. Cipher is a way of hiding a message. And we were there for a period of time, I think until March, or towards the end of March. And we were then all sent off to somewhere in Scotland, where we embarked for Norway. And we formed the cipher, the headquarters cipher section for the British expeditionary force to Norway. Norway was interesting, but short-lived, as we were booted out in June, same time as we were booted out of France. Back in England.
Well, hang on, Dad, before you leave Norway. So you were in Norway from March to June.
Yes.
Okay. And who were the other nationalities in the expeditionary force?
Poles and French Foreign Legion and Brits.
That's right. And was it an opposed landing?
And what?
When you first landed in March, was it an opposed landing? Were the Germans already there?
The Germans were in the south.
Right.
in Oslo.
Right.
They'd gone in disguised ships to Oslo and emerged in Oslo. We were in the Lofoten Islands, which is near Narvik, beyond the Arctic Circle in the north of Norway. We actually arrived in April, I think it was, early April.
And you'd obviously gone by ship.
Oh yes.
Yeah. With the Royal Navy or?
We were in the, I think it was the Monarch of Bermuda. It was a liner
Troop ship.
which had been converted.
Right. Okay.
And
was there any fighting? Did you see any fighting in Norway?
I personally didn't see any. There was
Yeah.
some very heavy fighting.
Yeah.
And I had the distinction of sending the Poles about 70 miles in the wrong direction, for which they were not very pleased. But again, it was not my fault. Fortunately, it was the officer writing the message that put the wrong name of the place they were going to. So we saw all these poor buggers marching through Harstad, where we were, in one direction, and about 5 hours later, marching back again in the opposite direction.
Oh dear.
And as I said, I didn't get into bother over that, because I obviously had a copy of the message he'd given to me for enciphering. But one thing I did do there, I deciphered the message informing us that we were going to be leaving Norway because of problems with the Russians. Well, we would perhaps, or probably find ourselves fighting the Russians if we didn't move.
Yeah.
And but the tale was to be that we were moving from Harstad to a different headquarters in Namsos. And one of our two officers was a chap called Taylor, who brews very good beer now in Keighley. Very good beer indeed.
This isn't Timothy Taylor?
Timothy Taylor,
oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, right.
And he was convinced that we were going to Namsos, and I knew damn well we weren't, because I had received the message from Admiralty.
So this guy actually started the Timothy Taylor Brewery, did he?
No, he didn't start it, he was part of it.
Part of it, right.
His family brewery.
Okay, right.
And he was so convinced we had a bet,
Right.
which I can't remember exactly how much it was, but
Yeah.
the fact was he lost it.
Right. Yeah.
And when he found out why he'd lost it, he was very annoyed.
Right.
Anyway, so we were brought out from Narvik, where we were at the time, or where I was at the time, and by destroyer, and came back to England with the Royal Navy.
Right. How were the Norwegians that you were left behind, or did they come with you, or?
Some came,
Yeah.
some didn't,
Yeah.
some stayed on as spies,
Yeah.
agents. We kept in touch with some of them as agents,
Yeah.
and the bulk of them stayed behind.
Yeah. No, I would have done. Yeah.
Now I shall have to have a light, Mike.
Let's stop there.